Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 6 of season 5 of the Canary Room. Another action-packed show for you today. Coming up, we have got the Norwich Notebook, new edition there, so we'll have a look at that. The Native Diaries, new edition there too, so we'll have a look at that as well. We'll catch up, of course, with the Fifes. We've got New Colour Corner. We've got another trip on the road, so we've been to Stafford. Really great to meet up with a load of pals at Stafford, seeing lots of people there. Fantastic, really enjoyed the day. We have got, what else have we got? To-do list. We've got the to-do list as well. A couple of thank yous. Danny Antonio, thanks mate, really appreciate the donation to the channel. And of course Mike Burling. Mike, thank you for your continued support. If you're able to, there's a donate button on the homepage. Give that a little buzz, that'd be great. All the funds that you donate go to putting the show together. Thank you everybody for the feedback for the Pete Harrison episode, one of the most watched episodes of the Canary Room to date. Certainly in terms of the speed of views, massive thanks to Pete. It seems that many of you enjoyed it, including this little individual. This made me absolutely chuckle. This is Pixie the cat, who has got an eye on a couple of Pete's very, very, very high quality zebras. So thanks, Pixie, for your following. As always, everyone, grab yourself a cuppa. I've done it again. I've left mine in the shed. Sit back and enjoy the show. Well, you might be able to see behind us, breeding season, certainly with the Fifes, is now well underway. So all of the Fife hens are now singled off. The last couple have just been singled off this weekend. They're all with their sort of partners, or the birds that I'm running multiple cockbirds with. So they're all singled off. We've got lots of nest building going on. You can probably see here on the outside of the cages. Indebted to my mate Shane, again at Direct Bird Products. He has given me, I picked them up at Stafford, given me some of these sort of salad racks. Salad racks, they're great for green food. At the moment they've got nesting material in. It stops it going all over the floor. Certainly anyone who keeps birds will know that when it comes to nesting material, the majority of it ends up either on the cage floor or on the bird room floor. So indebted to Shane for them. Cheers for that, mate. Some good early breeding going on. We managed to catch a fair bit of it on camera actually this year, so it seems the birds weren't as camera shy. We have set a couple of nests. I haven't checked the eggs as yet. I'm going to let them sit the duration, to be fair, because often what will happen is the hens are a little bit more forward than the cockbirds. So the hens are ready to build, ready to lay, but the cockbirds aren't quite fully fit. So been some good matings. I've got some good matings with some of the over-year cockbirds, so they're proven birds. Some of the younger birds, unproven as yet. So we'll see how they get on. Got, I think, probably half a dozen Fife hens laying at the moment, and a couple more sort of fully built up. They'll lay within the next couple of days or so, I'm sure. So we should start hopefully getting some chicks chipping out in March, which will be great. The wire dividers, where I've had the pairs together, in some of the cages I've removed the wire dividers completely. In others I've just pulled them half out, and just giving the birds a little bit of a chance to, get to know each other. I've seen them feed through the wire dividers, so that's worked well. And what I will do, as it comes on to the Norwich, I'll put, when I get the Norwich hens out the cages, out the flight cages, I'll pop them into with the Norwich as well. So we'll see how the wire dividers get on. So far, so good with them. So steady start. I think it's always a nervous time this time of year as you start to get the first flush of eggs through. You can see here, I put them in the egg food drawers. I do have a little drawer where I normally store the eggs, but for now, as there's not that many laying eggs at the moment. I haven't pulled those out the garage, so I'm just using the little round egg food drawers. I've just got a little bit of canary seed in the bottom of them. I'm using the tweezers to pick the eggs up, so I'm not touching the eggs, and I've got this fabulous little darning mushroom just to finish the nests off when I'm sort of setting the eggs. Process really of setting the eggs relatively straightforward. You know, I wait until the 4th egg has been laid. I often will try and set sort of clutches at the same time, so I might hold the odd hen back before I set it. I'm looking at I'll give the cages a clean before I set the eggs, give them a spray down with an anti-mite treatment, making sure I haven't set the eggs before I use that. And then I leave well alone. I'll wait till the chicks to chip out, and then I'll give them a clean at about 7 days old. So the room is it's a breeding room now. It's a working room. Absolutely important to keep on top of hygiene. So the drinkers are being cleaned every other week in a Vanadine or a Dr. Johnson's rather solution. So it's important to keep on top of the hygiene, but it's a working room now. So it's trying to keep the sort of disturbing to a minimum. So good strong start with the Fife, certainly from an egg laying point of view. I tell you what we'll do now. Let's jump out on the road. We took a little trip to Stafford and we met up with some old friends, and we met some new ones there as well. Well, good morning, everyone. It's another relatively early start, not as early as I'd like it to have been, to be fair. It's a frosty morning. You see, I've had to defrost the car before jumping in. We're on our way to the Stafford Spring Sale today. So about an hour and a half's drive from where we are. Hoping to meet up with a couple of old mates, so hoping to catch up with Shane from Direct Bird Products. I've got a couple of bits and bobs to pick up from Shane. Hoping to catch up with Ollie as well. Ollie's very kindly got in touch and offered me the loan of a bullfinch cockbird. So catch up with Ollie. Got a bird to take, and we're also going to catch up with the Jones and Roberts partnership, who have very, very, very kindly gifted me a Norwich cockbird to go with the spare buff hen we had. So I'm sure we'll meet people on the way. I've got the matching, look, I'm accessorising the shirt with a matching check scarf. We're taking check to a whole new level. So we're going back on the road. Let's see how we get on. You can just about make us out here. Look, I'm in between. I'm like a thorn in between two Welsh roses. It's the Jones and Roberts partnership.
We lost. We're not Welsh.
Oh no, they're not. They're from they're from Anglesey. What does that make you then?
God knows.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, hang on, there's some aggro going on here. These wonderful chaps not only have supplied me with 2 white hens, but they've supplied me with something else. So we'll have a look at that when we get back in the canary room. I can't stop shaking, but I think that's too many beers last night. Not because I'm in the thing of such beauty. Stafford, look who I've found. I've found the lovely Mr. Ferry. I can't hold the camera still, and it's nothing to do with Keith this time. We weren't out last night on the beer, were we, mate?
No, but that's to come, man.
That is to come. We'll be back at Keith soon. Good to see you, as always.
Take care, everybody.
We've never seen this man's face before. He's known online as his online persona is Matt Finch. It is, of course, world champion Paul Gilchrist. He's gonna kill me for that. We're here in Stafford. We've got Dotty with us as well, so we'll say hello, Paul. How are you, mate?
All right, mate.
Yeah.
And everyone else out there.
It's the first time I've ever met Paul in the flesh, but I've spoken to him. I feel like I know him. I know it. He's taller than I thought, though. He's much taller than I thought.
I feel like Keith Ferry now. Bye-bye.
Now, if ever there were a man with the face for radio, it was me. And here's my brother. It's Dotty. Dotty from Avian World, and Dotty, it's good to meet you in the flesh, mate.
Yeah,
you're a lot more better looking in the flesh, to be honest.
I know.
Although I don't think I've ever seen a picture of you. I just keep seeing the Avian World Dublin thing. But you come over today. You got some stunning birds here, mate, and actually, to be fair to you, immaculately presented. I wouldn't expect anything else, Dotty. but immaculately presented. It's been a good day.
Great day, yeah.
Good stuff.
Just the first of many, hopefully,
Yeah, let's hope so, mate. Good to see you.
Thanks, bud.
Right, we're here. Look who I've found. Well, actually, we've found each other. Anyone who's ever been to Stafford will know that the mobile phone reception is an absolute nightmare. Ollie and I have been looking for each other for about 2.5 hours. We finally found each other. This man has sorted me out with a lovely bully. His dad's just taken it, so we're now need to find his dad. How have you got on? Have you enjoyed yourself today, mate?
Yeah, great, mate. We've picked up a good, number of birds, couple of outcrossers, nothing new species at the moment. Cracking day. Really enjoyed it and met a lot of people, viewers of the channel and stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's been a great day.
Now, good stuff. And keep an eye out for Ollie's hawfinches.
Yeah, they are awesome. They're brilliant, aren't they?
They're absolutely stunning. So we'll keep it up. We were chatting to Bernard Williams before, and with his hawfinch close, of course. But Ollie's got a pair of hawfinches. We're going to see Ollie this year.
Brilliant.
We've got the lovely Shane from Direct Bird Products. I say lovely. You are lovely, mate, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
We've picked up some fantastic supplies from him. So check out Shane's website. He's got everything you need and more than you think you need. Which, if you're anything like us, you'll always buy more than you think you need. So
And then some.
and then a bit more as well. Always a pleasure to see you, mate.
And you.
Appreciate it. Take it easy. Safe journey back.
Yes, 4 hours.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Great to see so many people at Stafford. The one person I didn't capture on film, but I had a really good chat with him, was Bernard Williams. Always a pleasure to see Bern and spend time at his company. And you know, the one thing about Stafford this time out was it was a really nice. I know people talk about, it's not as good as it used to be, but it was just really nice. I think particularly after the last few years we've had, just to catch up with people. Everyone who said hello, it was great to see you. And as I say, met a few people that I've been in touch with. So Abby and Matt, lovely to see you finally. There at the show, and I managed to pick up some supplies. That was the reason I went. So I picked up some seed, I picked up some things from Shane. Indebted to Shane. You know, I mentioned earlier on about the little salad racks. Got those. I've got some new pans for the poles, some little clay pans. I've got some more clay pans so that when I take the canary pans off, I can put them at the back of the cage and put a fresh pan on the front. So that's the idea behind them. Cuttlefish holders, some aviary feeders, and the aviary feeders will be coming in really useful. I've got I've been planning, as is always the case, I've been planning, and one of the things that I'm looking to do is have some aluminium flights made. So more on that in future episodes, but I've done the drawings. I'd use the word in the loosest sense of the word, drawings, certainly not to scale. But I've done some drawings of them, and I'll be getting those flights made. So we'll follow the progress of that. They'll go in the garage, and that'll give us a connection, an internal flight for the natives. So, well, let's have a look now at the Native Diaries. Native finches coming into really nice condition. I've seen the bully hens have been picking up. The red poles here have been beaking. The goldies, still got a couple of goldie cocks to bring in. They're coming in hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so. So we'll have 2 pairs of goldies, all being well, as we move forward with them. I've taken some of the old Christmas tree, and I've just sort of put some in the flight. So I've dressed the flight, I've given it a bit of a clean. I'll give it another hose down before I put the birds in there, but I've started the cleaning process of the outside flight. It's too cold to put the birds out at the moment. I'll wait until at least the clocks have gone forward, probably early April before they go out. But these birds look in really advanced condition. Great to see all of the British lads, the native lads at the show. And a massive thanks to Ollie. Ollie, Shane, and I always have a little bit of a laugh when we get together. So there's a picture of the 3 of us here, which Ollie's dad took. And I said, I posted this on Facebook, and I said at the time, it just captures everything for me. The fancies about So Ollie has sorted me, having watched the show, with the bully cock who was not 100%. Ollie said, look, I've got a bully cock if you want to borrow him for the season. He's an absolute belting bird. I don't know, he's in the cage here with his hens, so fingers crossed, and I'll of course return the favour to Ollie if we breed anything. Something will go back to him, which is what, it's what this hobby's about. It's about friendships, and it's about helping each other out. The bully cock, I've still got. He's not looking great, but I've still got him. I'm going to put him on some micro-resp and see if I can't sort of bring him round, because he's a nice bird. So native-wise, well, the couple of pairs of poles here behind us, I've seen them beaking each other. They look in good order. They look in good spirit, good health, which is great. The linnets, they're looking nice as well. I didn't see any native birds at Stafford that I was particularly keen on buying, to be honest, so I didn't bring anything in. I just picked up that cock from Ollie, and as I say, he's an absolutely stunning bird, so cheers for that, Ollie. And if you haven't checked Ollie's channel out, OC Avery, have a look at it. He's got a belting pair of hawfinches. I've got bird envy, although they are going to break his heart. I'm absolutely convinced of that, and he knows that too. So, talking to Bernard a lot about the hawfinches, I know Sue spent most of her time helping Bernard with them. So, Native Diaries, got some, as I say, new nest pans from Shane for the poles. So, we'll use a combination of pans. I'll always put 2 sites in for the poles. So, see what happens there. They're coming in. Still a few weeks away yet before we put their nest pans in, but we will put them in, and we'll see how they get on. So we've had a look at one of the pairs here of the poles. Let's have a quick check in with our pairs in focus. So cage behind me here, cage 9, is where the heavily variegated yellow cockbird and the heavily variegated buff hen is. Now, it's one of our pairs in focus this year. They've mated a number of times. I think I caught them on film mating as well, which was great. He's actually run as a trio, this bird, and the hen underneath in cage 15, she's the sister of that buff hen, and she's down on 3 eggs so far, so she's in the middle of laying. I expect another egg off her tomorrow. So obviously not set yet, so no idea whether they're full or not, but we'll see how they get on. That's one of our pairs in focus this year. One of our other pairs is the cinnamon pair. Now, it's actually a carrier cock. I believe it to be a carrier cock. I say I believe it to be. I had 2 birds in the nest. This bird here, this heavily variegated yellow cock, and then there's another one in the cage behind here. It's a bit of a wait and see, this, because one of them is definitely a carrier. So it's bred out of the fawn hen and the heavily variegated carrier cock that we had last year. So it's definitely a carrier. I believe it's the one I've got in cage 63 now. The cinnamon buff hen is on 4 eggs. I set them over the weekend, so way too early to check. But I hope that I've got it right, and that's the bird that's the carrier. If not, then I'll have some bloody lovely cinnamons from this bird here. So we'll wait and see. We won't know. Hopefully, as this bird chips out her eggs, we'll see a few pink eyes in there. It's what I hope is a carrier cock and a cinnamon buff hen. So that's 2 of our pairs in focus. We will catch up with one of the clear pairs as well. There'll probably be a pair down the bottom here. We'll see how they get on throughout the season, and we'll just chart their view. We've got another dark pair that we'll check in on too. So pairs in focus is going to go really, really well. We will, after we've had a request, will we do a pairs in focus on the Goldies? Assuming that I do get the Goldie cocks in, yes, we will. We'll add one of those into the mix as well. So we'll have bullies, Goldies, red poles. We'll look at a few pairs of fifes as well. So those are our pairs in focus for this week. Let's have a look now at our to-do list. Well, to-do list is really, beginning of the breeding season is really about keeping on top of things. So made some plans already for the native finches. I've been out collecting moss. You can see I've just got it drying in here at the moment. So I've got a little bit of moss for the birds. I've got various different bits of nesting material. But the to-do list really at this time of year is about the conditioning, and the conditioning remains. And we started to feed a little bit of soak seed to the birds now. We've got the lighting, about 13 and a half hours I think we're on now at the lighting time. So the to-do list is about that gentle, gradual conditioning. I have given the birds another treatment, frontline treatment. I did that before I put them into the pans, as I said I would. And I have trimmed the Norwich cockbirds, as I said I would. So again, heavy feathered birds, you know, a couple of weeks before you're thinking of breeding, give them a trim. Inevitably it will knock them back a little bit. I haven't done the hens yet, but I will do. And really now to-do list is about putting the birds in their breeding quarters. I've still got a little bit to do in here. The bullies are all paired up. The other natives are paired up. Of course, all of the fifes and the new colours are paired up. And over March time, throughout March, I'll pair up the rest of the birds and I'll put them in their breeding quarters. The one exception with that will be the flight outside, because it's a little bit cold. So what I may do is keep the conditioning of the birds in the room. If I maybe even get around in here, I don't know yet, but I will try and put them out there later on. I'm torn really as to what's going to go outside. I keep changing my mind is the thing. So we'll see. I'm sort of edging towards, if I'd have got one Goldie cock, I'd have just put the two hens out there and done a trio of Goldies in the flight. But as I've got two, I'm not sure what to do yet. So to-do list, preparation. Keep on top of stuff. Giving the birds plenty of calcium at the moment. Getting that a couple of days a week because of the obviously the need to produce eggs. Also giving them oyster shell grit, and I'm giving them cuttle as well. So that's our to-do list. Let's go now to our Norwich notebook. So I mentioned it earlier in the show. We've trimmed the male Norwich. We've given them a good old haircut. So they're looking all right actually. All things considered. The reason that we trim them, well, they're a very heavily feathered bird, and it will be not impossible, but it will be difficult for them to successfully fertilise eggs if we don't. So we trim both the hens and the cockbirds. One of the most important thing is you've got to make sure on both birds that you don't take the guide feathers away. So if you think about where the sort of the vent is on the bird, there's guide feathers on there. You don't want to cut those. We saw the master last time out, Keith, doing it for us. So I've done it. Birds look good. You know, I've taken plenty off the sort of sides as well, so as they wrap themselves round. I've not trimmed the tails this year. I might do. But the birds are in good nick. It's a bit cold today, actually, and they're a bit quiet. But they have been belting out, and they seem in fine fettle. Indebted to good friends, the Jones and Roberts partnership. I had a catch up with them at Stafford, and they dropped me a message in the week and said, "Look, we know you've got a spare buff hen. We've got a lovely." Well, they didn't say that, I said it. Got a variegated yellow cock that you could take to go with it. So we've got him. I've trimmed him this morning. Delighted, and again, you know, lovely typey bird this, and I think it'll match the hen really well. So it'll be interesting to see what that produces. So that's 7 straight pairs of Norwich, fingers crossed, that we'll be running this year, which will be good. So hopefully, you know, we'll get some decent numbers of Norwich, certainly aiming to get into double figures at least with them, and hopefully that'll be good for us. So Norwich is always looking beautiful, lovely birds, aren't they? I have spoken to Keith, of course. I caught up with Keith, as you've seen, at Stafford, and we will be going back there in a few weeks' time to do a sort of a catch-up with him too. So something to look forward to there. That's the Norwich. Let's have a very quick look now at New Colour Corner. Well, I have to say, I was hugely impressed. Dottie of Avian World Dublin was over at Stafford with a fine collection of new colours. My understanding is that Ollie's got some of those birds and may have some surplus as well. So if you're looking for some real top quality new colour birds, give Ollie at OC Avery a shout. I think he's going to send over some videos. I'll certainly post them on the Facebook page as well. So do have a look at those. My grey wings, well, they're doing okay. We've got 3 pairs. The plan is to use them to help with the Norwich, but they are lovely birds in their own right. We've got 1 pair on eggs, so 1 pair's down on eggs at the moment. She's laid a 3rd egg, I think, today, and the other 2 are sort of starting to take a bit of an interest in the pan. So that's nice timing. What that should hopefully mean is we get a good round away of them to start with. We'll see how they get on. They're all there's a couple of young hens and an old 4-year-old actually should be this year, the hen. So we'll see how they get on this year in rearing. I'll let them take a round themselves first, see how they get on with that. I might pop a couple of 5 eggs in there as well, just to see how they get on with that. So really, that's our new colours. Slow and steady with them. Lovely birds. Pleased to have them. Be interesting to see how they get on. We're also going to take a trip to Simon Meredith, so going to go down to see Simon. He is about 4.5-5 hours from me, so it's a 10-hour round trip, so needless to say we won't be doing it in a day. So I'm going to go down to see Simon and catch up with him in his bird room and catch up with some of his new colour canaries. So looking forward to that. That'll be another on the road trip on the channel to look out for. And next time out on the show, well, we'll be at Lee Westerman's. So we filmed this a week or so, a couple of weeks back now probably, just at the start of Lee's breeding season, a little bit further advanced than me. So Lee had a fantastic debut season as a novice. He's got some really nice fifes. He's got some natives as well. In fact, it's a bit like the Canary Room. So we catch up with Lee, half an hour or so in his company. That'll be next time out. That'll be next Sunday. So I promise you we do an episode a week, and we are putting an episode a week out at the moment. So we will go back to fortnightly episodes, simply because they take an awful long time to film and they take an awful long time to edit. And I do work. This isn't my job. So I appreciate everybody and all of the support of the channel as well. But Lee Westerman next time out, that's something to look forward to. Food at Lee's was incredible. Lee's a chef. So he made an absolutely incredible lunch. We will, as I said, we're going to go and see Simon Meredith, the new colours. That'll be an episode coming up soon. We're going back to Keith. We're also going to go back and see a very, very good friend of the show, Nick Barrett. So we're going to do a special feature with Nick just on his Gloucesters. We've got a very, very successful lizard canary breeder lined up. We will go and see someone who's done very well in the border fancy as well. We've got something a little bit different. So we're going to have a look at some parrot-like and some little finches. Not finches at all. Lovebirds. That's a show that will go later on in the year. And we'll also go and see someone who breeds budgies as well. Why not? Shows for everyone. Well, listen, that's all we've got time for today. Just out of shot, I've just seen the cinnamon cock mating with the blue hen, so delighted with that. Fingers crossed we'll get some fawns out there. Until next time, everyone, take care.